I'm equally excited to hear what's included, what he's going to share from his heart. So, Harivaṁśa Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and he himself is an extremely academically accomplished scholar. On the material front, he is a PhD in computer science from Stanford University. He was a faculty at many institutions, including University of Washington, TIFR in Bombay, IIT in India. Before that, he was a top ranker at the JEE, which is considered to be the most hardest exam in India. It's like one of the resume things that you know, you don't need to write the rest of it then. That one line is enough, kind of. So he's extremely, and on top of all that, he left his brilliant academic career at the peak of it and shifted to Vrindavan to dedicate the rest of his life in the service of Lord Krishna. So while in Vrindavan, he's translating, he's helping very senior devotees like His Holiness Shivram Maharaj, His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj, in translating some of the ancient Gaudiya Vaishnav scriptures into Hindi and English. And so that's the seva he's doing, among many other sevas, many other services. So we are extremely, extremely fortunate to have His Grace Harivaṁśa Prabhuji amongst us to share the glories and the nectar of the sweet, sweet place of pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, Vrindavan Dham. Anything you want to add, Prabhuji?
His Grace Harivaṁśa Prabhu ki jai.
Jai Sachinandan Prabhu ki jai. Param Karuna Prabhu.
Shri Shnitai Sachinandan Bhagwan ki jai.
Maybe devotees can move forward so it's a little bit more intimate. Hare Krishna, do you guys want to come forward too? Please come. So Prabhuji will sing Jai Radha Madhava, and we can accompany him. And please pay your kind attention. There'll be time for questions, answers, and we'll go with that.
I was asking if Narottam Vilas Prabhu can play. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. You will play? Yes, absolutely. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janvallabha Girivardhari Gopi Janvallabha Girivardhari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Braj Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braj Jana Ranjana Jamunatiravanacharya Jamunatiravanacharya Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottar Sat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashate Deshadarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Dheyam sada paribhavagnamabhishtadoham tirthaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam Bhrityartiham pranatapala bhavabdhipotam Vande mahapurushate charanarvindam Anarpita charim chirat karunayavatirnah kalau samarpayitumunnato jvalarasam svabhakti shriyam harihi purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandhipitaha sada hridaya kandare spuratu vahasachi nandanaha Hantaya Madri Rabala Haridas Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayor Yat Pani Yasuya Vasakandara Kandamulaihi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Varamananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. I'm very grateful to be here in the abode of Jai Shri Shri Nitai Shachi Nandan Spuratu Vaha Shachi Nandanaha. I express my gratitude to His Grace Jai Sachinandan Prabhu and all the temple management for giving me opportunity to serve in this way. My prayers to Her Grace Manasa Ganga Mataji and other Her Grace Manas Ganga Mataji, all the Srila Prabhupada disciples here, and in the lotus feet of everybody here, so that we can speak for the pleasure of our acharyas, for all of your inspiration, and then some purification can happen here too. The many geographies of Vrindavan. Well, begin with what we have right now. Now Mathura and Vrindavan are considered to be twin cities. We have something called municipalities in Indian cities. They take care of the day-to-day activities, etc., cleaning the city and disposing the waste and so on and so forth for any city. The municipality for Vrindavan used to be different than municipality of Mathura. Now, at the present time, they are combined together. Of course, because of the popularity of Mathura and Vrindavan. People take trains to Mathura, and then earlier they would take tangas, which are like horse carts. Now they take, of course, taxis and e-rickshaws and rickshaws. So it's popular, so they combine it to make Municipal Corporation of Mathura Vrindavan. Thanks to people who are now appointed as the MPs and MLAs of Vrindavan. But it wasn't the case earlier. Mathura and Vrindavan were two separate entities, in the sense that Vrindavan was a village, Mathura was a city. The history of Mathura goes back, I mean, it's a divine place, but still even in our Chaturyugi, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga, it goes back all the way up to Satyuga, when Dhruva Maharaj would do tapasya in Mathura. Then there was a demon who came to rule Vrindavan. His name was Madhu. And from that, the name of this area became Madhupuri. This demon passed on the baton. Even they have the lineages, right? Devatas have lineages, the demons also have lineages. Even the thieves have rules. They might not follow the rules with the civilians, but amongst themselves they have rules of dividing the booty. That's why it is said in Kali Yuga, Satya is still there. Even partitioned, but it's still there. The leg of Satya or truth is wobbling, but it's still there. That's why all of us will agree to one point that hypocritical behavior in Kali Yuga really turns off many people, right? Because that Satya feature is still there. In politician, in statesmen, in anybody. Walk the talk, as they say. Live the talk. Why? Because it's there. So even there you have a genealogy system. So he passed the rule to Lavanasura. That was Treta Yuga. Who was the avatar in Treta Yuga? Sri Ram. So Sri Ram delegated the task of taking care of Lavanasura, taking care, to his youngest brother. Who? Shatrugna. Shatrugna. Gna means kill, destroy. Like we say that no sooner we start doing bhakti, something happens and we get free samples of bliss. This is the quality of bhakti called kleshagni, not kleshagni. That can mean completely opposite. Kleshagni. Klesha, we know about it. They are available for free. Even if nobody gives it, our body and mind provides us for free. Kleshagni. So Shatrugna means one who killed the Shatrus. So he took care of Lavanasura and he established a nice kingdom. And the stories goes forward and forward and forward. Comes Shurasen. Shurasen. Sanskrit was spoken in the olden times, but when the Devata language of Sanskrit, the divine language of Sanskrit, came in contact with the earthly abode, some changes happened, right? Like we have different accents in English also, isn't it? There's an Australian, and there's a British accent, and an American accent. Then there is an Indian accent. And even in Indian, we have Telugu and Tamil and Bihar and so many things. So the Sanskrit language starts getting filtered and becomes into dialects, apabhramsha. One of the very common dialects is Shuraseni, into which Rupa Goswami writes Vidagdha Madhav and other such plays. That's very common in movies and plays, isn't it? There should be different accents and different regional things. Otherwise, it will be like every character speaks the same thing. So in Rupa Goswami's plays, the gopis, Krishna would be speaking in Sanskrit, and then one Gopa and Gopi would come and speak in a Apabhramsha language. So that creates a nice tangy flavor, isn't it? If you have only dal chawar and no pickle, it will not create that tangy flavor. So Shuraseni was the language of the Shurasena Janapada. What is Janapada? It's like a sovereign state. Janasya Padam, where people live. Who ruled Shurasen? Janapada, Shurasen. Who was Shurasen? He came in the dynasty of Yadu. Who was Yadu? Yadu had a terrible, you can say standoff, they say, or a little bit conflict with his father. His father was Puru. Puru became old enjoying life, but he was not satisfied. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangashteshu upajayate. We contemplate, and then generates the desire in our hearts. If there is some nice rasgulla or gulab jamun, it's right there, we eat it, forget it, done. But then, if it goes in a loop in our head, it generates more desires. Not only true about gulab jamun, about anything. It's the for loop, they call it in computer science, right? For, while. And it goes on and goes on and goes on. So it was going on for Puru. So he cursed, he asked Yadu, hey, can we exchange? I become 40 and you become 60. I am currently 60, you are 40, let's exchange it. Yadu was smart, he said, doesn't make sense. Where will it end? Will you then start exchanging with anybody and everybody? I will not do it. His father cursed him. He had 5 sons, Yadu, Turvasu, Druyu, Anudruyu, and Yadu. Oh, Puru. His father was Yayati. Yayati was the father. All the 4 sons were cursed. Only Puru said, yes, I'm okay. So he was blessed that your genealogy would be successful kings, and you, Yadu, you can never be successful king, and your genealogy will fail miserably. Now these days we curse, nothing happens. But earlier, so we should not take curses and things very seriously. One of the saints would say, somebody comes to you and curses you, and we are worried, and he goes there and eats tacos. What? He should be worried about, and I am worried about. So these days nothing, things don't work well. Earlier people had too much of subtle power, so the curses would work. Yadu did not sit on the throne. His grand, whatever son, Shurasen thought, let me try it out. He sat, and he was not that successful. He left the body too. Who was Shurasen's son? Vasudev. Vasudev was smart. He thought, let me act in cosmic harmony. What? Cosmic harmony. Why should I go against the curse? I'll be pitting myself against this. I will have to break my head. Let me make, so another person in the other lineage, Ugrasen as the king of Mathura. Ugrasen's son was Kamsa. Anyway, Krishna took care of him, isn't it? Krishna grew up in Vrindavan, then he came to Mathura, and just 2 days, movie over. He was seeing Kamsa up on the dais of that wrestling match, and Kamsa is shouting from the top, right? That's what happens when people are afraid they are not able to confront, they shout. And nowadays the shouting happens behind the keyboard, isn't it? Who are you? Anonymous. Anonymous shouting. Isn't it so ubiquitous, isn't it? Everywhere, anywhere. Some time back there was a movie, Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. Anybody heard about it? I think about it in the sense of criticism. Everywhere, everything has to be criticized all at once. On the other hand, devotees like to think that mercy should be that way, or thought about mercy should be that way. Everywhere, for everybody, all at once. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doya koroho bichar, daya karibe hirdaye paibe chamatkar. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu daya koribe bichar, daya koribe hirdaye paibe chamatkar. Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying that if you have to think, put your heads around it, just think about how gracious Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. His mercy is, their mercy is enveloping all our lives. We know, sometimes we don't know. There's this story, isn't it? The king had a minister who said, everything gonna be fine, everything is good. And was going on a hunting expedition, and his thumb got lopped off, and he said, how is it good? He said, no, everything is good. Put him in the jail. How is he saying that everything is good? Then the king was going another time, and somebody captured them. He has to be sacrificed for our goddess. Then they were examining him. Oops, he doesn't have all the parts in the right place. Unfit for the sacrifice. Catch his second minister. Who was their second minister? Who teamed up against that minister, who used to say everything is good. So who was sacrificed? That envious minister. King said, oh, my friend was right. Everything is right. But I don't understand. If Krishna does everything for good, why were you put in the jail? He said, answer is very simple. If I was not in the jail, I was with you in that expedition. And who would be sacrificed? Me. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Krishna's mercy. This cosmic harmony impelled Vasudeva to not capture the throne. He sat, Ugrasen was there, Kamsa was killed by Krishna. Krishna just went up. Why are you screaming from the top of the wrestling match? He just grabbed his hair, pulled him down to the arena, few knocks. As they say in India, Ram, Ram, Satya hai. Ram, Naam, Satya. It's a nice thing. Ram means Ram. Naam means name. Satya means it's eternal truth. So what a wonderful way of, passing that time of somebody's passage from this world. Ram, Naam, Satya. It's true. Or for us, what is the truth? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that one living entity is eternal and holy name is eternal and deities are eternal. Rest everything is utterly perishable. Not perishable, utterly perishable. That way, Mathura was in the height of that time when Krishna was ruling. But then Krishna shifted his headquarters to Jai Jai Shri Shri Nitai Sachinandan Bhagwan Ki Jai. And Mathura went through a change of geography then. It was a great city, but then Krishna wound off his pastimes, isn't it? What happened to Mathura? It became a Buddhist city. Later on in the Kali Yuga, we hear about people, ambassadors of China and other places visiting Mathura. And they would say that from 400 BC to 600 AD, there were a lot of Buddhist temples. So much so, there were 20 Buddhist monasteries and 3,000 Buddhist monks. How things change over time, isn't it? The only constant thing is change. Even Krishna's Nagari, there were not many temples. Even now we go and see, we will see many Buddhist stupas. And the Kali Yuga progressed and everything got covered with forest. Vrindavan was anyway forested land, Mathura also. But it remained city to some extent. Mathura and Vrindavan, even though it seems like the kings are coming and they are taken over by another kings, they are not ordinary places. To understand this, we have to go out of our current geography. We are sitting in the North Florist Lane, right? Florist Lane? First Avenue. There is Florist Lane also, isn't it? Reminds me of the florist of Bhagavatam, Sudama, who would say, Sopi vavre achalam bhaktim tasmineva khilatmani. That I need utter faith in your lotus feet. So we are sitting in that small thing, and we zoom out. Now nobody uses Google Earth. I think it's gone. Application is gone perhaps. It's just a mustard seed, this entire world. And you combine all the different planets which are there, a bag of mustard seeds, right there at the corner of the room. So the entire cosmic phenomenon is a bag of mustard seeds right at the corner of this room. And what is this room? The spiritual world. You can put everything there. Tapaloka, Janaloka, Mahaloka, Brahmaloka, everything in that corner. In one mustard seed. Like that, there are many, many mustard seeds. And this whole thing is spiritual world. At the corner of that bag of mustard seed and this room is Sadashiv Loka, the planet of Lord Shiva. You go further. We come across the spiritual planets of Matsya, of Kurma, of Nrsimha, of Varaha, all the different avatars. Where, by the way, people go, devotees go if they have particular inclination. We heard about some Srila Prabhupada disciple or grand disciple of Srila Prabhupada who would really be into Nrsimha worship. And they would decorate Nrsimha with, nunchucks and taekwondo things and with all the, he's a fighting lord. Their bhav is that you plummel the anarthas also and any demon also. So such inspiration will take them where? To the planet of Lord Nrsimhadev. Then there are Vaikuntha planets. Then comes Dwarka. See, as we are going up, Aishwarya is little bit reducing and little bit intimacy is coming. When Narad Muni goes to Dwarka, he sees Krishna is doing all sorts of things in 16,108 palaces, where he has multiplied himself. In some he is playing chess. Some place he is just like joking with his wife. Intimacy increases. After Dwarka comes Jagannath Puri. After Jagannath Puri comes, we forgot one thing. Before Dwarka is Ayodhya. Ayodhya, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, then Mathura. More and more intimacy. Then we come to Shvetadvip. What is Shvetadvip? Shvetadvip is a place where our beautiful lords are not doing any puja, tantra, mantra, mudra, anything. But they are just singing. What? Jeeva jago, Jeeva jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Jeeva jago, Jeeva jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Kota nidra jao maya, Pishachi rakole, Kota nidra. Keep playing. Kota nitra jayo maya. Why are you sleeping in the lap of Maya? Wake up, wake up. Of course, nobody sleeps in Shvetadvip. Shvetadvip Dham is Navadvip Dham. Mahaprabhu is going there. Even if somebody is acting as sleeping, he gets waken up. Inechi aushadhi maya nashivaro lagi. Fourth. Inechi aushadhi maya nashivaro lagi. Hari Naam Maha Mantra lao tumi magi. Hari Naam Maha Mantra lao tumi magi. They chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and sometimes they also chant other mantras also, which Prabhupada gave to the disciples. Oh, you need other mantra? Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. This is Navdvip, Shweta Dvip. But you go deeper into Navdvip and you come out in the other side into Gokul Vrindavan. You go deeper into Gokul Vrindavan, on the other side you come out into Shweta Dvip Dham. Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the Anugas of Srila Prabhupada and our Acharyas, they have two realities, two absolute realities. They participate in Shweta Dvip Dham also, and they participate in the Gokul Vrindavan. In Shweta Dvip they are singing Hari Haraya. What are they singing in Gokul Vrindavan? Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna. The associates of Shri Krishna Radharani are glorifying them. They are telling, "O Krishna, you are Rasika Rasilo, Chela Chavilo, and Guna Garvilo, Shri Krishna." And to Radharani, "Shama Gori Nitya Kishori, Pritama Jori Shri Radhe." This is Aprakat Vrindavan or Golok Vrindavan. Aprakat cannot be seen unless Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So certainly there is a geography. Right at the corner, what's there? A sack of mustard seeds. That's the entire material world. Then this entire room is full of planets, and the topmost planet is Shwetadvip and Golok Vrindavan. It is a sense of geography, but it's a sense of consciousness also. If our consciousness becomes so deep, we can cut across all the layers of ignorance, all the layers of ego, false ego, intelligence, and find ourselves in Goloka Vrindavan right here. But it needs some work. It's generally not seen. It's behind curtains. However, 5,000 years ago, Sri Krishna thinks that the curtain should be now taken off. So Krishna, gopis, gopas, Yashoda, cows, Surabhi cow, everybody, curtains open. What are these curtains? These are the curtains of Yogamaya. Even if we try hard to remove the curtains on our side, which is Mahamaya, anger, illusion, hypocrisy, still Yogamaya curtain is there. So Krishna has to open it. He does it. And what happens? History coincides with eternality at that time. 2.5 hours southeast of Indraprastha at that time, now Delhi, such opening of the curtain happened. All are there. Some people are able to appreciate who are Sharala Hoya Man. They are simple. But some people are crooked, like Duryodhan, like Kamsa, like Shishupal. They think he is just a magician. He can do some tricks and he is trying to usurp the kingdom of Mathura. So Krishna does his bloodless surgeries and other things with several demons and the demons of demons like Shishupal and Kamsa. The curtain is open. And Krishna enacts these wonderful pastimes so that we will remember. He stays in Vrindavan, he spends his childhood in Gokul, he is born in Mathura, taken to Gokul. Gokul he spends 3 years, 4 months, then comes to Vrindavan, spends 3 years, 3 months. so on and so forth. At the 10th year, he goes to Mathura back to do what? Kill Kamsa. And then he stays some years and takes the entire city underneath water, Dwarka. All of this tamasha, as they say in Hindi, or the drama is happening for 125 years. Krishna lives for 125 years and then curtains closed. So the Aprakat Vrindavan came outside the curtain in the form of Prakat Vrindavan. Aprakat into Prakat. Prakat meant history and eternality matched. But then went back again. However, they forgot few things. They forgot few things outside the curtain. Not forgot, it was a plan. What are those things? Jamuna, Govardhan, Braj Raj. These things are still there. And that's the reason that place, southeast of Delhi, is very special. I mean, no other place there is Govardhan. We might take a Govardhan Shila out of, but that's like 100% 24 karat Govardhan. Govardhan is a deity which is 24 by 7 by 365 open. Isn't it? No gates. Which pujari will do? Like, he has to go all around. It will be a 6-hour worship then. Nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanastvam. Somebody was singing this prayer in West, and his devotee friends came and told, please don't sing this prayer, because it's a very potent prayer. You might be transported in a very wild way near Govardhan. Nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanastvam. There is a Vraj version of this also. Govardhan vasi savre tum bin rayo na jai. Govardhan vasi, Govardhan, Govardhan. Vasi, who stays. Who is that? Krishna. What complexion is Krishna? Blackish. That means savra. Tum bin, without you, rayo na jai. I cannot stay. So they said, don't sing this prayer also. You might be transported from Antarctica, you might be doing some experiments there, and no sooner you sing this, you might find yourself doing experiments with rabdi and rasgullas in Govardhan. So Govardhan was left, Yamuna was left, but Vrindavan got covered with forests. Mathura was still a city, but not so popular. It had become Buddhist city. Then came a powerful personality. Who is that powerful personality? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is non-different than Krishna. He has to do something to bring out the Vrindavan which had gotten hidden. He knew that Vrindavan is a place of Radharani too, because Vrinda is a name of Radha. It is said in Brahma Vaivat Puran, Radha Shodasha Nam Nam Cha. There are 16 names of Radha. Vrinda Nam Shrutau Shrutam. And in Vedas, Shrutau, we have heard that there is a name of Radharani called Vrinda. So if somebody is here named Vrinda, that means two things. Vrinda is Tulasi and Vrinda is Radha. Tasya kridavanam ramya tena vrindavanam smritam. Because she plays in that vana and her name is Vrinda, that's why this place is called Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other people started coming, mostly from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana area. Many acharyas are actually Telanga Brahmins. Vallabhacharya is Telang Brahman, Nimbarkacharya too. So I don't know, maybe Sambhar did something. So they are coming to the north and seeing this Drishyaman Vrindavan. Aprakat became Prakat, Prakat went back into Aprakat, something was left. What is this something? Drishyaman Vrindavan, something you can see, Drishtavan or Drishyaman. So they started now recreating everything around this Drishyaman Vrindavan. And recreating not like, hey, get some property, not the typical real estate thing, but they were praying and it was getting revealed. The first revelation was done actually soon after Krishna left. That was Krishna's great-grandson Vajranabh. We hear about him? His uncle was Parikshit. After Krishna left, the Pandavas who were ruling Delhi, Indraprastha, also started doing Mahaprasthan, retired. There was some concept of retire earlier on. Nowadays it's hard. It's inconspicuous by its absence, right? They say. Yeah, things have become so tough. So, they were leaving, they installed Parikshit as the entire Chhatrapati Maharaj. And who was the ruler for Maurya? So they called Shandilya Muni, the priest of Yadus and Nandas and things like that. He said, reading is aprakat. Prakat was still there. Still some things are there. You might find some lotus footprints of Radha and Krishna. Do the excavation. Worship Krishna in your heart. Do the excavation. So, now for any excavation and building you need business people, right? Brahmanas cannot do. I mean, they can chant and things, but you need resources and money and things like that. So Parikshit Maharaj from Delhi sent all the Vaishyas and the businessmen and the Kshatriyas, go and help my nephew. Why is Vajranabh the nephew? Let's see. Krishna's friend, Arjuna. Arjuna married whom? Subhadra. Their son, Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu married? Uttara's son, Parikshit. Krishna married Rukmini. Their son, Pradyumna. Pradyumna married Rukmavati. Their son, Anirudh. Anirudh did a interesting love marriage with Usha. And then, who's the son? Vajranabh. So Vajranabh is 3 generations removed. Parikshit is 2 generations. That's why we call Parikshit as the uncle of Vajranabh. So the land was, excavation is happening. Vrindavan is now coming into existence, but in a different form. Not Prakat, not Aprakat, not Drishyaman. Bhauma Vrindavan 1.0. First excavation. He carved one deity called Uttara. Does he look like Krishna? The feet looks like Krishna's. This deity is Madan Mohan. Carved another deity. What does it look like? Face looks like Krishna's. Govind Dev. Carved one more. The chest and the arms look like Krishna's. That is Gopinath. So their worship started, and he did many other things. He excavated the 48 vanas of forest of Vrindavan, 12 main forests, main vanas, 12 adhivanas, 12 upavanas, so on and so forth. He got many Ishwaras installed. Ishwara, Gopishwar, Kameshwar, lot of Shiva temples. Then he also got what? 2 Gopals, Sakshi Gopal, Madan Gopal. 2 Naths, Srinath, Gopinath. 4 Devs. Who are the 4 Devs? Govind Dev, Baladev, Keshav Dev, and one I forgot. So many deities. Vrindavan was now in its full majesty. But time waits for none, right? So it again got covered. So we required a storm of songs. What did we require? Storm of songs, as the scholar Jack Hawley puts it in Bernard College. This storm of songs was in every part of India, in all sorts of, from people from all backgrounds, right? Not only Brahmanas, from all ranks, they were singing songs. In Maharashtra, they were singing songs. This was happening in 15th century, where in France also people were singing songs. That was the Renaissance happening at that time. In India, another Renaissance was happening, in which they were reviving bhakti. So everybody converged in Vrindavan. All roads lead to Vrindavan. One of the first one is Gaurang Mahaprabhu. He came to Mathura, then he traveled some forests, crossed over Yamuna, and saw the forest on the other side, like Bhandirvan, Bhadravan, Belvan, Lohavan, Mahavan, came back to Mathura, but he found Mathura is super crowded. Because it was still a city at that time. Mahaprabhu went to a place where he saw a small puddle. He jumped into it. Now you can't jump into a puddle, right? So people were saying, this fellow has gotten mad. No, he has not. Well, he is mad after Krishna's love. He said, this is Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. Mahaprabhu went and embraced a small Shila. That was Govardhan. So if Mahaprabhu was not there, the process of excavation would not have started. He was the one who caused this second excavation of Vrindavan called Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. So the first geography of Vrindavan is Aprakat Vrindavan, which we can't see. Then came Prakat Vrindavan. Maybe some of you were there at that time, I don't know. Then Prakat Vrindavan left. And what was remaining? Drishyaman Vrindavan. Vajranath came and created an entire city, planned a city around it. We were traveling in Silicon Valley and we were going far, far, far to the north, and it was all Registan, all desert areas. Of course, since we were discussing about Vrindavan, we were thinking, wow, these are the hills of Govardhan. And we were driving into small lanes. We felt this is like Sankhari Khor. Sankhari is constricted, Khor means gully or the lane, as we see in Barsana. And on the top of one hill, we saw some establishment, so that was Mangarh. Interestingly, the city, the whatever state, planned out another city, hold together another city in the desert called Mountain House. Anybody heard about it? Quite planned. The trees they were saying trees are also planned at a particular height. And you don't need to go anywhere. Work from home. Work from Mountain House. Mountain House, Giraj Govardhan. So, an entire city was planned. Bhaum Vrindavan 1.0. But then it got covered. Mahaprabhu comes and says, it must be excavated again. We need a new geography now. But he didn't do much. However, he knew from whom this work would be affected. He got his generals. Who are his generals? Rupa Sanatana Raghunath Bhatt Raghunath Dāsa Gopal Bhatt Jiva. These 6 generals. So if Mahaprabhu was not there, we would not have witnessed Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. That's why it is said, Madhura Vrinda Vipin Madhuri Madhura Vrinda Vipin Madhuri Pravesha Chaturi Sa Pravesha Chaturi Sa Vraja Yuvati Bhavera Bhakati Vraja Yuvati Bhavera Bhakati Shakati Hoita Ka Shakati Hoita Jadi Gaur na hoito Tabe ki hoito के मन धरिते दे यदि गौर हो तावे की होय तो के मन धरिते दे राधार महिमा प्रेम रस सीमा राधार महिमा प्रेम रस सीमा जगते जानत के जगत जानत के Vrinda, Radha or Tulasi. Vipin means that forest. You go to Madhuvan now, you will see the Karil. Karil is like a plant. It has pointed leaves. They form like this. People do that in weddings. They make this kunjas, wedding kunjas. So these kunjas are already there in Madhuvan. There was one saint who was doing his tapasyas, and these kareel has thorns. This fellow didn't bother about combs, right? Like I don't have to bother now. But he had big jata. You know jata, the matted, locks of hair, and it was quite messy. So anyway, he was doing his Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then suddenly his matted locks of hair got stuck in the thorns. And that's painful. So he's moving forward, nothing happening. Moving backward, getting caught up more. So he's praying to Krishna. Hare Baba, I am doing your own bhajan only. Why are you creating such sticky circumstances, isn't it? We have many sticky circumstances in the world. We get free from one sticky and we got stuck in another sticky circumstance. The solvent is what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. The solvent for that sticky, icky thing is Hare Krishna mantra. So he's chanting, Krishna appears. What do you want? Dude, you know what I want. But I don't trust you. No, I'm Krishna. No, you might be some guy who has come, painted his face into bluish black form. Come with my dear. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe Radhe. Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Bhakti Vinod Thakur would say, I need Radharani also in the altar. Not Krishna alone. Of course, we have deities of Madan Mohan, Govindev, Gopinath, Radharaman also. Even Madan Mohan, Gopinath and Govindev also didn't have Radharani near them. They would worship Radharani in the heart. Now in Vrindavan, they have what we call Gadi Seva. Go to Banke Bihari, Radha Vallabh or Radharaman. They will have a crown of Radharani kept nearby. That's an emblem of Radharani. But Radharani is never aloof. But this saint was true straight talker. He said, no, she should also come. When she came, his eyes welled with tears, and he was happy that using his chaturi trick, Hare Krishna, using his trick, he was able to call forth both Radha and Krishna. So if Mahaprabhu was not there, Vrindavan was not there, because he not only excavated Radha Kund and Sham Kund, he galvanized. First he sent Lokanath Goswami. You do some initial pitch report. Then he sent somebody do the weather report. Then Rupa and Sanatan Goswami found the deities which were installed by Vajranabh, which was hiding under some tila, and the cow would come. That's it always happens like this. Hey, the cow goes there and pours all her milk on her tila. There is a deity there. So next time you see such event around Portland, maybe something. Vrindavan became the Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. It is said they made Kali Yuga into Dwapar Yuga. Opulent worship. Rivers of rabdi, rivers of milk, rivers of ghee, and pure, A2. That was happening in Gokul and Jatipur. Vrindavan was the area of Gaudiyas and Nimbarkis. Nimbarkis came, Gaudiyas came. Then there was this one personality whose story is so amazing. He took sannyas and was leaving. He found himself in one place where he saw a Brahmana worshipping a beautiful deity. This Brahmana's name was Atmadev. Who was the deity? Atmadev earlier on was worshipping Lord Shiva. And Shiva was pleased. He asked, what do you want? Now, very interesting. Maybe we can try that if somebody says, what do you want? Give me something dearest to you. Now we would think maybe Parvati. But no, he gave that deity whom he was worshipping, Radha Vallabha. The beautiful deity near Banke Bihari, where the eyes don't have the white cornea. So you really have to look into the eyes to see this deity. And the deity, Lord, appeared in the dream of Atmadev saying that, hey, you give both the daughters to this fellow along with me as dowry. Jai Jai Shri Shri Nitai Sachinandan Bhagwan Ki Jai. And he appeared in the dream of this devotee whose name was HG Harivamsha. That you marry too. He said, Ari, you can handle 16,108. One is a big problem. I left everything. Now you're telling me double it up. He said, don't worry. They are my associates. Nothing will happen to you. So he came to Vrindavan, and Vrindavan was forest. Mahaprabhu also would stay outskirts of Vrindavan, Nakrur Ghat. Only Goswamis would stay, right? They are okay staying in the jungles. But householders won't stay. But HG Harivamsha was a householder too. And that's what happens. A dacoit became devotee. Naravahan. Vahan means carrier. Naravahan, whose carrier is human. Human. He would use human as carrier. Means he would do atrocities. He became a devotee. And what happens when dacoit becomes a devotee? Everybody is not afraid, right? So all the householders started coming to Vrindavan. And slowly, this Vrindavan 2.0 started getting created. Excavation started to happen. It must have been really wonderful. Otherwise, Narottam Das Thakur wouldn't have sung Vrindavana Ramya Sthan Divya Chinta Manidha Ratana Vendira Manohar Avrita Kalindai Nire Rajahams Kelika Tahe Shobhe Kanak Kamal. Keep playing. Narottam Das Thakur is indicating the great advantage or great significance of Bhauma Vrindavan. Now we go, Vrindavan has changed, lot of buildings, lot of monkeys, lot of many things. But still Bhauma Vrindavan is special because Aprakat Vrindavan is lying across the curtain, and the curtain is very thin. Narottam Das Thakur was able to open the curtain and see and sing this. Tara madhye hema pitha ashtadale bestita ashtadale pradhana naika. Tara madhye ratnasane basiya chen dui jane shama sange sundari radhika. With the saints' prayers, their sadhana, that dent in the curtain can be made. In Barsana, if we go, there are 4 hills. Bhangad, Mangad, Dangad, Mangad, Vilasgad and Bhangad. On one of these are the 4 heads of Brahma. On one of the head, there is a quaint little place where we can see perhaps the original painting of Krishna. Somehow it didn't register, but when His Holiness Shivaram Maharaj was speaking, he was saying we didn't have cameras at that time, right? So nobody had camera of original picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somebody would paint. So recently TOVP had released this picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with amazing. So Maharaj was saying, perhaps this place on one of the hills of Vrindavan could house a original painting. What's this place? Morakoti. A saint would stay there who was Pragya Chakshu. Pragya Chakshu means he was blind outside, but he had internal eyes. and he would see Radha Krishna dancing. Radharani came and said, "You paint." He said, "How can I paint? I don't have..." "Don't worry. You don't need externalize. You need internalize." So he painted. Now, he wouldn't have painted like how we do the caricatures and things like that, correct? It won't be out of proportions. It would be direct seeing. Like Narottam Das Thakur is seeing that in the world, Sundari Radhika and Shyama are standing. Around them, there are Ashtasakhi. Who are they? Lalita Vishakha, Tungavadya Indulekha, Rang Devi Sudevi Chitra Champakalata. They are all having. How is he seeing? Just like that blind painter. I mean, he was not even a painter, but he painted. So next time you go to Morkoti, maybe you can see with that eyes. Krishna might look like the one in the painting. So they are dancing, wearing a dress of peacock. It happened also in another place very near to Krishna Balram Mandir. Of course, that place is now hidden by a big building called Russian House. Earlier, they would serve the barley grains and the rice grains and things like that, put it on the floor, on the Brajraj, and thousands of birds would come, peacocks would come. But now, because of the building, what happens? Those who have some information about birds thing, the birds are attracted towards the artificial light, so they dash on the windows and were dying. So not many birds were coming, and of course we have a phenomenon in Vrindavan called M.I. Not Mission Impossible. It's called monkey intelligence. The monkeys have become highly intelligent. They know how to get their way through. So they heard the peacocks and the birds also. But anyway, at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., these places would still be serving these grains. Birds come, and you know what they call? Oh, the sadhu lunch is happening. Why sadhu? Bhaum Vrindavan is not special because right across a very thin curtain, Aprakat Vrindavan is there. Even this place is special too. There is Aprakat Vrindavan here too. It's there everywhere. Maybe curtain is thicker. And if you go to downtown, the curtain is made of concrete. Nothing is happening, no voice is coming from the other side. But it's not because of only this Bhaum Vrindavan, geography of Bhaum Vrindavan is special. The animals and the plants there are also special. There are so many stories in which people try to cut a tree and they found it to bleed. In Imli Tala, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was going and somebody was cutting the tree and he saw it bleed. Saints are in the form of trees to do tapasya. So while Vrindavan is getting polluted and things like that, acting locally, we can do our best not to trouble the flora and the fauna, isn't it? So he's seeing, Narottam Das Thakur is seeing that. In Radha Tila, a saint would say, this place which I'm talking about near ISKCON, where the sadhu lunch is happening, and who are the sadhus? The birds and the peacocks. This is called Radha Tila. Tila means a hill, like Dwadash Aditya Tila. On this Radha Tila, a saint would say, who would offer some simple food to Radharani. One day he forgot. Now Radharani, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham, she came as a young girl. She said, Baba, I am feeling hungry, feed me something. He was mesmerized by the beauty of that young girl. He fed. And the girl came in the dream saying that, see, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham, I allowed your vow to be maintained. Since then the place is known as Radha Tila. One of the saints in that tradition got a vision, exactly like how Vishnath Chakri Thakur describes in a book called Chamatkar Chandrika. Krishna came dressed as a musician to teach Radharani Veena. So he also painted, and that vision exists. Thank you. That painting still exists. They don't show the original painting there, but a carbon copy of that painting is created, and we can see. So we can appreciate that by the sadhana of the devotees, what we feel hard to fathom, the aprakat Vrindavan can be seen. And that's the reason devotees go to Dham, to even that geographical place of Bhaum Vrindavan or Bhaum Navdvip, because they can maybe hear something, maybe feel something, if not hear something, that somebody is taking care of them. The feeling that I'm at the right place, in the right time, doing the right thing. That way, the Vrindavan got manifested. But again, unmanifest. Why? Who came? Mughals. Attacked lot of temples. Deities were taken out of Vrindavan. Then there Pratibhu. Pratibhu means like a facsimile. Deities were established. And we have what we have now. Many, many temples there. Many of the homes are temples. And now the geography has changed so much that they don't make big, big temples also. After Mughal attack, they started making like houses. Why? So that Mughals would feel, oh, it's just a home. There are no deities there. These are called Havelis. What? Havelis. That's a word used in music gharanas and the Gujarat area where it's a flat roof. It doesn't have a dome. It's a flat roof. But Krishna is being worshipped there. That's how Radha Raman also got saved. Radha Raman was found later on, this tall deity. So it was small, and the temple was in the sense of a Haveli. So we go to Vrindavan now to derive that inspiration. But sometimes we are not able to go. However, the geography of Vrindavan is not limited only to aprakat, prakat, I'm taking quiz, drishyaman, bhaum 1.0 and bhaum 2.0. It is sadhu sangha also. Yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatra tisthami narada. I mean, maybe he's just sitting somewhere across, we don't know, like this. Krishna likes his, we all like our name, isn't it? If we are roaming around in, some place in, what's the most exotic place? Some Greenland. And somebody says, Rasaraj, hey, who called my name? We like our names. That tendency is coming from Krishna. He really loves his name. That's why we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes, we chant for our purification, so many things. But one of the primary reasons is that he likes it. It's not anything, it's not narcissism or like pride. No, he owns everything. So we taking his name, he likes it. And when the devotees are sitting together discussing about Krishna Katha, what's Krishna Katha? Half of the time is names only. Krishna might be sitting somewhere, very attentive. What are they talking about me? This is Sadhu Sang Vrindavan. And once we come in Sadhu Sang Vrindavan, we start hankering for Vrindavan. That's another geography of Vrindavan called Hridayastha Vrindavan. What? Hridayastha Vrindavan. Aprakat Vrindavan in the curtain. Prakat Vrindavan comes out. Then it goes back, leaves Drishyaman Vrindavan. Then devotees start excavating by making temples and havelis. That's Bhaum Vrindavan. But we can associate with Sadhu Sang Vrindavan to create Hridayastha Vrindavan. And that's very important. Is the yearning for Vrindavan. Even before going to Vrindavan, the yearning must be there. Otherwise we might go there and become something else. We can take up something and instead of bhajan, instead of service, isn't it? On the other hand, we might be here very far geographically, but we have another geography in our heart called Hridayastha Vrindavan. And this is what all our acharyas are singing. Mama mana mandire rahanishidi Krishna Murari Shri Krishna Murari Bhakti Priti Mala Chanda Bhakti Priti Mala Chanda Tumi Niyo hai Niyo Chitananda Tumi Niyo hai Niyo Chitananda Jivana Marana Tava Puja Niveda Jivana Marana Tava Puja Niveda Sundar hai manhari. First that hankering should happen. Mama mana mandir. See Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Make the mandir and Vrindavan first in the heart. Mahaprabhu would also say, Anyera hridaya man mora man Vrindavan. Anyera hridaya man mora man Vrindavan. Mane vane ek kari jani. Mane vane ek kari jani. Mahaprabhu is saying, oh, somebody's heart is something else. Some mind, chatter of the mind. My mind is Vrindavan. And his hankering we know. How much he was hankering. His speed would increase. We don't have to do it. Already we might be traveling in trains or planes. But the hankering must be there. This Vrindavan is utterly important. And it is the devotees when they go to Bhaum Vrindavan, associate in Sadhu Vrindavan, carry the Hirdayas Vrindavan and come to Portland and create Nava Vrindavan. This is Nava Vrindavan. Prabhupada did that. How many Vrindavans he created? In his time, 108. And many farm communities, now at least I think there are 800, maybe 600 to 800 Vrindavans, isn't it? Our homes are also Vrindavans, because some of you have Radha Krishna, some of you have Unni Gopal, Laddu Gopal, some of you have Narsingadev in Nanchaks. Anybody? But the Narsimha also gets a Vrindavan mood. Those are also Vrindavans. And sometimes when the heart is really full, that Vrindavan comes out in a very brihad way. Like it came out for Rupa Goswami as Ramakeli Vrindavan. It came out of Jayadev Goswami's heart as Kanaka Vrindavan. It came out Srila Prabhupada's heart as New Vrindavan. It came out of Bhakti Siddhanta's heart as, that is home near the temple. There is a Govardhan Krishna Valley, Govardhan Eco Village, Sharanagati Village. So many. So we have Chinna, little Unni Vrindavans in our home, but then there's Brihad Vrindavan. So that cultivation is important. Vrindavan cannot be stopped by boundaries. One airplane fighter in England found himself to be stranded by the Luftwaffe of German bombing raids in World War I. 20 planes were there, 19 were shot. He was only remaining. He wakes up in a hospital. Somebody saved me. Done with this flying the plane. I now want to fly my spiritual plane. So he went to Oxford, Cambridge, where he was already studying philosophy, started studying religion seriously. Now that's Krishna. He comes in a very crooked way in your life. Gyanendra Chakrabarti, the Vice Chancellor for Lucknow University, was visiting London and he required an English professor. And he said, well, that's how we recruit somebody, right? We give a lifestyle advertisement. India, religion, philosophy, you're studying it. Keep studying, just teach English for a while. So, he came back to India. Now the role of Gyanendra Chakravarti is over. That's what happens, right? In our life, many people come, their roles are like, they're called spot artists or things like that, small roles. But the main character role is somebody else's, and he or she may enter in a very different way. Who was the main character in this play? Monica Chakravarti, wife of Gyanendra Chakravarti. Now she was quite interesting. They would host academic parties with the professors. She would come inside the hall, talk, like interact with people, and then disappear in 10 minutes. Then come back in 20 minutes. Then talk and then disappear in 10 minutes. And this person is thinking, what's happening to my ma? Now the relationship has become like a mother and son. She would call him Gopal, he would call her Ma. He goes and peeps in. What was she doing? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, you're feeding me, you're giving me items, but that's not the real wealth. You're hiding something. No, nothing. Apani bhajan katha na bathai veja tha. Hide the bhajan. But he was beseeching, and to a sincere seeker, maybe it can be revealed. She said, yes, I fell in love with Radharaman. I went to Vrindavan, saw Radharaman deity, fell in love with the deity, and I took initiation in Gaudiya Sampradaya. I'm chanting Hare Krishna Mahamata. He said, I too want it. So days passed, they are chanting. After a while, he comes to his mom and says, I need sannyas. Take it? No, from you. What? I mean, unheard of. Nothing doing. You take sannyas and then give me sannyas. Anyway, Gyanendra Chakravarti role was over. She goes to her guru, takes sannyas and becomes Yashoda Ma. He takes sannyas from Yashoda Ma, becomes Krishna Prem. His name was Ronald Nixon, the first Western Gaudiya Vaishnav in Vrindavan. And they established north in Uttarakhand. There is a place called Almora. Used to be the hill station of Britishers. But they didn't realize somebody would convert the hill station to a temple. So they created Vrindavan there. It's called Uttara Vrindavan. It's still there. You can go and see it. 10 kilometers from Almora, called Mirtol. Uttar Vrindavan. So Vrindavan cannot be bound because it's there in the hearts of devotees who are going. So they go, and first it comes out as their altars and then into a whole community. That's our hope. Taking shelter of holy name, first we can create Hridayastha Vrindavan. Then we will also be able to appreciate the geography of Bhaum Vrindavan. Then we'll go there and see a dog or a pig. We will say, Om Varahaya Namaha. Then we'll see a monkey and say, Om Hanumate Namaha. Because these are special people. Even normal people, when they enter Vrindavan, Mahimamit says that, Yatra pravishto sakalopi jantu. There, every jantu who enters becomes special. So next time you may have a fight with your spouse and enter Vrindavan, after that, because she or he, you both would have turned into some special beings. So exercise caution. And as we said, the flora and the fauna, there are some personalities who are just burning up their karma. Prabhupada would say, they're just burning up their karma. They are special. How do we develop that hankering? Holy name. So in our line, it's Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, Kalo nasteva, 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 gatiranyatha. And two personalities came. They changed everything. They are the CEOs of Namhatta. Bhakti Vinod Thakur therefore sings Nadiya Godru mein Nityanand Mahajan. Nadiya Godru mein Nityanand Mahajan. Patiyache naam hatta jivera karan. Patiya naam hatta. Keep playing. But who will take this name? They have opened this Naam Hatta. Param Pujya Jai Patak Swami Maharaj has written this beautiful book, translated the beautiful book of Bhaktivinoda Thakur called Godruma Kalpatavi. In Godruma Kalpatavi, he gives his commentaries also. How did they do it? They just created many shops. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that some may be retail sellers, some may be wholesalers, some may be traveling salesmen, some may be brokers, some may be customers. Everybody gets a job in Namahatta. Who are you, Bhaktivinoda Thakur? I am a jhadudar. Who is the GBC? The 10-member panchayat. So the GBC idea comes from this book. But what is the mulya? Mulya means the cost of buying. Shraddhavan jaan hai, Shraddhavan jaan hai, Shraddhavan jaan hai, Shraddhavan jaan hai. Prabhura agyaya bhai magiye bhikha. Prabhu bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shikha. Krishnera samsara koro chhadi anachar. Krishnera samsara chhadi. Jiva doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar. Keep playing. Two main. Take name. When you are full with that gunpowder of experience, shoot. What is this shooting? Jiva doya. What we have gotten, everybody should get. But not in the sense of conversion, no. Transformation. Placing it in front of everybody. Take it if you can. And if suppose they are not taking it, we can just tell them that you come with us and we'll sing together. And that may inspire us to take the names. We'll address them, both of them together, and address our minds also. How? Nachare amar man, nachare amar man, nachare amar man, nachare amar man. Hey! Nachare amar man, nachare amar man, nachare amar man, nachare amar man. Doyal nitai chaitanya bole, nachare amar. Doyal nitai chaitanya bole, nachare amar man. ऐसे वृंदावने राधा श्यामेर पावे दर्शन. ऐसे वृंदावन राधा श्याम पावे दर्शन. It is through them we'll start appreciating. We'll get the holy name, then Hridayastha Vrindavan, then Nava Vrindavan, and maybe then Bhauma Vrindavan. But their mercy is needed. That's why the Acharya is saying, गौर कृपा होले है, गौर कृपा होले, गौर कृपा होले है, गौर कृपा होले है, गौर कृपा होले है. दोयाल निताई चैतन्य बोले नाचरे आमा. दोयाल निताई चैतन्य, दोयाल निताई चैतन्य बोले, दोयाल निताई चैतन्य. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Shri Nitai Shachi Nandan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes. Any questions, comments, reflections, songs, suggestions? Something which stuck with you? Radha Rani ki jai. No.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Pretty cute pair, huh? So, want to thank His Grace Harivamsha Prabhu for enlightening us and being with our community for a substantial amount of time since Wednesday onward. Tomorrow is the last gathering. It's at, I don't see Ashish Kapoor Prabhu here, but it's at Ashish Prabhu's home at 6:30. So please come and join. That's the last lecture for this visit by Prabhuji. So can somebody, I wasn't here, I was at the kitchen, so can somebody summarize for me the main things that you all heard from the lecture, or things that stuck with you? Prabhu's been speaking for a little while.
That will encourage me.
Huh?
I said that will encourage me. The quiz was successful.
There was no quiz, there was like selfish reason. I heard only little glimmers.
Various levels of Vrindavan.
Various levels of Vrindavan.
Starting with aprakat Vrindavan that is always present everywhere.
So the various levels of Vrindavan, anything else? Huh? Prakat Vrindavan, okay. What's the difference for those that are new about aprakat and prakat?
Aprakat is in the spiritual world, which we can't see, and that when it descends, like the curtain being opened, it becomes prakat, which is visible. So it's prakat Vrindavan when Krishna's associates come.
Thank you.
Why is it so important to know?
Because that's where we want to go back. So we want to know how it looks like and what Krishna did. So Krishna came to the material world to attract us by his activities, by his pastimes, and that did in Prakat Vrindavan.
Activities are different?
No, same, but we saw it. Normally we want to see what happened, something to go a particular place, to know. So it's the same thing which happened in the spiritual world, but it's accessible to us.
I will like to maybe add one thing, that something which we didn't touch. The Prakat Vrindavan and Aprakat Vrindavan, sometimes the Leelas in the Prakat are very Naravat. Aprakat sometimes a little bit Aishwarya comes. So for devotees, Rupa Goswami Jiva Goswami says that the Aprakat is a Vaibhav Prakash of Prakat. Means this is more special. Like that. So thank you for prompting that.
Separation versus union.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Anybody else? Any
I think
Matajis? You all?
somebody said something from here.
Yes. Aditi.
The many times that Vrindavan has appeared again, or has been found again by the various
excavation.
Yeah, that word. The various times, and how right now the reason why we have Vrindavan is because of Mahaprabhu and his army.
Wonderful. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada.
And thanks to
Now Vrindavan is world famous. He took Vrindavan everywhere, isn't it? Loi Bazaar became too famous too.
Hold on. I'll bring this. Sorry.
Nachare amar man, nachare amar man, nachare amar man.
Prabhuji very simply explained how this material world is like mustard seeds, and it's like a bag of mustard seeds in the corner of the room. And that includes everything, all the patalloks and so forth. Even Brahmalok, and this entire room is the spiritual world. So we can just imagine how glorious and wonderful that is. Then he went on to explain the different levels, starting with Ayodhya and everything, and all the way to Golok Vrindavan and Shwetadweep, which is in that level. And each, as you go up, the Aishwarya reduces. As you go up, so it becomes more wonderful. Then he explained about Mathura, how it's now combined with Vrindavan, but it used to be a separate place.
Yeah.
It started with Satyuga when Dhruva Maharaj went there, and then how it got the name of Mathura. So all that was very beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think there's a Mataji there. I'll come back, okay? See, all it took was a little icebreaker.
I didn't hear.
Prabhuji also shared.
Yes.
Prabhuji also shared the history of some deities and of some devotees, which was very inspiring. I really want to go and see it, the painting of Krishna at Morkuti, which you mentioned, and also the Baba who was blind and he could paint Radharani because she said, "You just do it." He was not even a painter, but he painted. So it just gave us goosebumps when both me and Harsha Rani, we were like just, oh my God, she's a painter, so she can really, think about how much blessing that was.
But you might want to go in some time. Their timings are not ISKCON timings. Open with and beg them to give you laddus. They have nice laddus.
Okay. Yeah, and also you mentioned about the Haveli thing, like how Radha Ramanji was not. When Mughals invaded, he was, because of the Haveli structure, it still remained. There was one more thing. Yeah, and you shared the history of Radha Vallabhji, which was very dear to me. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I want to know the transition from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga.
Can you repeat again?
He wants to know the transition.
Transition from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga.
Translation?
Transition from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga.
How can we do? Yeah. Is that the question? How can we do transition from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga? Is that right? Well, Prabhupada gave a very simple trick. And I think the genius goes to Prabhupada. This is being noted by several scholars in the world, as well as scholars in other sampradayas, also Shankar sampradayas, etc. They say Prabhupada gave a definition of bhakti which kind of ropes in Karma Yoga also. What's the definition? And yesterday, I think 2 days before we studied, Narad Muni also mentioned, Tad arpita khilacharata tad vismarane parama vyakulata yat karoshi, yat juhosi, yat dadasi, yat ashnasi. Whatever you do, offer it to Krishna. Just by this linking process, it becomes Bhakti Yoga. It's not direct, it's still indirect. It's called Arop Siddh. Arop is like a small kid comes to you, Papa, I made this picture. Looks like you. Does not look like me at all. But then the love of the child, and you attest it. Yeah, let me write Papa here. Arop. You did the Arop. It becomes Papa. So like that. We just made an Arop that it's for Krishna. We took out something for Krishna. So the Karma Yoga translated into Bhakti Yoga. This is Prabhupada's golden contribution, and it's not unfounded in previous sampradaya. It's coming from Jiva Goswami's Bhakti Sandarbha. Thank you for a wonderful, thoughtful question.
Any other questions or reflections? I guess that's it for today. So tomorrow's program there's a program tomorrow at 6:30 at Ashish Kapoor Prabhu's home. Prabhuji, would you like to maybe speak a little bit about your book?
Hare Krishna.
I think you're more expert since you wrote.
See, Srila Prabhupada's books are the main course. Dal, chawal, roti, dosa, sambar, whatever is your main course. Or if you are from Mexican background, then what? And nachos. It was amazing. Yesterday we were saying nachare amarman. And what was the food? Nachos. So those are the main course. this can be chutney for you if you want a little flavor. While there was COVID times going on, then I was seeing deaths all around and a lot of struggles. Even our family lost some people. So our way of processing it was create these short stories telling juncture of life and death. Most fundamental question. And every short story is set up in a different holy place, like Vrindavan, Nathdwara, some Belgium also, Chitrakoot, and some stories are set up in the prehistoric Lanka. But the storyline is fictional, and nowadays people like Christopher Nolan's and things like that, isn't it? Movies and the novels run more. So our inspiration came from Jaiva Dharma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book, to kind of cast principles of these deeper questions in the form of stories with suspense. That's what I did. Maybe it will be like a tangy chutney for you all. And for those who are coming new to Krishna consciousness, maybe it will create a bridge. So thank you for allowing me.
Suggested donations are whatever your heart desires, was what I heard. You can contact Brahman Prabhu for that. So, Harivaṁśa Prabhu, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu.
We appreciate
I feel nourished. It's like a very intimate setting. It's wonderful.
It's the nachos from yesterday.
Nachos!
Acharya Brahman.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
taking so much time. Would we like to see Prabhuji back here sometime soon? Vaishnava culture is so nice, culture of respect. So important announcements I'll just make. Prabhuji, maybe at the end we can, Aditi had reminded me that we have not sang Nrsimha prayers.
Okay.
And I was asked by the cooks in the kitchen to specifically ask you to lead Kirtan, so are you comfortable doing that?
Nrsimha Arti or just Kirtan?
I think Nrsimha, they did the Arti, but just singing Nrsimha
Okay.
prayer.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Upcoming announcements. Well, I guess he's going to show this. Announcements, please. This kind of changes on a weekly basis, so starts with August 4th today, kids classroom cleaning from 2 to 5 p.m. Need volunteers. See Sarva Shakti Mata, you know anything about this? Can you raise your hand? Don't want to volunteer somebody when they don't know. So Sunday school cleaning for, they're gearing up for the coming quarter that's going to start after Labor Day. And on the 5th, we have a program with His Grace Harivamsha Prabhu at Ashish Prabhu's home. Prasadam is included, so please come. On the 11th is India Day. Now, instead of downtown Portland, they're now switched to Beaverton City Library. And it's a chance to do awareness. And like His Grace Vaishakshar Prabhu says, rather than fundraising, friend-raising. So you get to meet people, engage them in reading Srila Prabhupada's books and understanding the community that we have here. So that's on the 17th, which is Saturday. And then 19th, we'll have Maha cleaning. 17th, we'll have Maha cleaning. Same day as the India Day? No, 11th. Okay. Yes, 11th is India Day. 17th, we're going to have cleaning at the temple. So please help volunteer for that. We need all of you here for that. We do that every year before Janmashtami, so that's the goal. And then on the 19th is Monday is Balaram Purnima. So the parents of Shri Balaramji will be celebrated here. Exact timing we're trying to decide. And then the 26th, the week after, is Shri Krishna Janmashtami. As I've requested in the previous weeks, please take some time off on either that day. Saturday and Sunday, most devotees are off, so come and help at the temple. But on that day, the 26th, it's a Monday, so please come and assist. It will be, Vidakta Madhaprabhu will be, at some point, I'll requesting you to donate some volunteer hours so we can work together and make it a grand event. And on 27th is that very sweet festival that we have of Srila Prabhupada's glorious appearance day. And so that's what's going on for the month of August. Is there some other aspect? Also, I'd like to request donations for Sri Krishna Janmashtami. That's our biggest festival, so it requires a lot of funds for flowers, bhoga, etc. There's a Mapamam, Harivaṁśa Prabhu.
Vaisheshika Prabhu.
I know that's what I'm saying. We might inspire Harivaṁśa Prabhu to come back if he sees those mops. So there's Maha cleaning. Okay, this is the next iteration of the. And you get to register for the Maha cleaning. How wonderful is that? So there's a tiny URL for that. But like the Maha Prabhu, do you want to go to the next slide? But all kidding aside, temple is a big place, and we want to clean from nook to cranny in most of the rooms, so we need devotees to help do that. Look at that. All these bhoga sponsorships and flower sponsorships for the month of August. Enormous opportunity to serve the deities by doing that. For Balaram Purnima, there's Mataji's also donated for that. Flowers and Abhishek are available, and you can see it on the board behind the wall here. Mataji's raising.
Hare Krishna. We were planning for the art classes to be running 3 more weeks, so we have the tables covered, we have all the paintings out, we have boxes and boxes of supplies, and I'm hearing now that we're doing a cleanup in there. Today I'm puzzled by what to do.
Well, the cleanup mainly occurs here, the pujari room
No,
and
you
the
said
kitchen.
on August 4th there was a cleanup for the children.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I mean, you can talk to Sarva Shakti Mataji about that. Can you have a discussion about that? How to do it feasibly given what's going on with the art class? So, sorry Mataji, I was just reading the list. She'll discuss with you. They'll make sure not to disrupt that as much as possible. Okay, anything else? Okay, that's it. I did forget. So, yes, do you want to just...
Then we'll sing you also.
So for Janmashtami, every year we do fundraising for the temple. So again, we are going to start that. It's a little late in the day, but please, we have next 2 weeks where we can call some businesses and request them to sponsor Janmashtami, which is our biggest event of the year and which requires a lot of money to make that happen. So I can help tell you what to do, how to call, what to talk, and all that stuff, but I really need some helping hands to make that happen. If there are about 10 devotees who can help, 10 or even more is better, but at least 10, because I have a list of 200 businesses who we can call and request them for donations to help support Janmashtami. So please contact me. Just let me know, and then I'll do we can do everything over the phone and on WhatsApp, but just let me know your name if you're interested. That'll make it very smooth. We just have 2 weeks to call people, and the 3rd week we have to do the printing and all that stuff. So yeah, please let me know about that. And then for the stage program, many people have been coming, so that's a different thing. On Janmashtami, we'll have a cultural program. So Madhavi Mataji and myself, we are coordinating that. If you have a desire, please let us know sooner than later, actually today, so that we can finalize the roster. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So are you having a meeting for fundraising or no? Not today, right?
Just let me know.
Okay, so let Damodar Leela Mataji know if you would like to participate in that service of fundraising for the event of Janmashtami from the business community, right? Yes. Okay. And then about, what was the other item that you wanted to talk about? The stage program? Okay. So just let Matajis know, Prem Rupa Madhavi Mataji and Damodar Leela Mataji, if you know or want to have a desire to make an offering on the stage of a performance for Shri Krishna's pleasure. Anything else from here? No. Okay. So Paramahansa Prabhu will speak a little bit about, as you know, we're having multiple Bhakti Vrikshas going on, but there's also a systematic study called Bhakti Shastri, so he wanted to make an announcement.
If it is easily possible, then yes.
Hare Krishna. So just very quickly, there is a course called Bhakti Shastri, which is it was originally inspired by Srila Prabhupada, which includes a deep study of 4 books: Bhagavad Gita, Sri Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, and Nectar of Devotion. So, and it includes attending classes, doing homeworks, doing some discussions, question answers, student presentations, tests, memorizing some verses, and so on. So it really causes students to go deep into the Shastra and understand these fundamental books which form the foundation of Krishna Bhakti. So we'll be starting a new batch. The first batch is almost getting over now. In a couple of, or in almost a week or so, it will be done with the final exam. So I'm starting a new batch starting actually this Friday, August 9th. So if you are interested, you can contact me and I can share more details with you. We have some limited spots because there's a lot of, things like homework corrections, test corrections, organization that need to be done. It's on Fridays, it's free of cost. It takes about 2 years to complete or more, a little more. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. You can contact me or my wife, Damodar Leela Dasi. If you are interested, we can share more details. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that nice service, and to all the devotees that are also doing gatherings, thank you very much. It's very important to connect with the Shastras. I almost forgot, we have Tulsi Sharanam Prabhu. We all know him as Tirupati Prabhu, but he has been fortunately initiated into the Sampradaya. Prabhu, please stand up. You're feeling shy. How is that possible? And Harivaṁśa Prabhu, Harivaṁśa Mataji. And Santani, I don't see. Oh, okay. I saw Sri Prada. And can you stand up? So this is a wonderful family, along with Krishna Kesha Prabhu and Rajan Sutta Prabhu and Ujjwal Prabhu. They were the foundational family core that helped start the Kauravaras Bhakti Vriksha, from which many devotees came out through the grace of Srila Prabhupada, and through which many devotees who actually came into Krishna consciousness here went back to India because they were all grad students, and it'll multiply there as well. So Prabhuji is visiting here with Krishna Kesha Prabhu, and so I think they've done so much wonderful service for the community, and how they've encouraged everybody to serve in a very humble mood. Let's appreciate them with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. I want to ask him the question I always ask. When are you coming back? This is like, the gopis asking Krishna, when are you coming back? It's like, not going to happen. But thank you very much, Prabhu. Continued success in your service and Mataji's service. And I heard you're in the last year of high school. Congratulations. And Shri Pada is getting into 4th grade, right? So wonderful. So thank you for coming. Gopika, your friend, Gopasundari, your friend is waiting for you. Shri Pada is waiting for you. She's not listening. Okay. Okay. So let's have the Nrsimha Dev prayer, Kirtan by Harivaṁśa Prabhu. And if devotees can accompany in Mridanga, Kartal, etc. And then we'll have Prasadam after that. So the main announcements are the upcoming programs. You can see it all on WhatsApp. If you're not on WhatsApp, you can sign up through here on this magenta. Anyone here for the very first time? Please introduce yourselves, your names, Sonia? And yours? Christopher, are you from Portland or from Hillsborough? What brought you to our temple? I mean, outside of the vehicle, but what was your interest? You are. That's very nice.
I've been reading Prabhupada's books lately, and I've periodically gone to temples ever since the 1970s in New York.
Wonderful. So I'm glad that you came and graced us with your presence. I hope you can continue. I think the most important thing is to develop friendships with like-minded souls. That's a secret. And no question is too strong. We can ask anything. And I know some things are unusual, so we accept that and we can explain. So let's welcome Christopher Prabhu and Sonia Mataji with a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you. A humble request for me, my uncle, whose name is Gaurachandra Prabhu, lives in Houston. He's pretty ill right now. His good wife, Kalpatru Mataji, who's my wife's elder sister, is requesting kind prayers for Gaurachandra Prabhu. He was one of Srila Prabhupada's one of Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's first disciples in the 1970s, and I had the great fortune that he introduced me to Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada just when I started 10th grade, and was very helpful in initiating some attempt at becoming Krishna conscious. So His Grace Gaurachandra Prabhu ki jai. Please pray for them and their family if you can. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya Prahladaladaine Prahladaladaine Hiranyakashiporvakshaha Hiranyakashiporvakshaha Shilatanka nakhalaye Ito nirsimha parato nirsimhoy Yato yato yami tato nirsimha Bahi nirsimho hridaye nirsimho Bahi nirsimho hridaye nirsimho Bahi nirsimho hridaye nirsimho Bahi Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye Karakamalavare Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Hare सखामद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज भक्त विघ्न विनाशक नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। इस्कॉन पोर्टलैंड यात्रा की जय।